Welcome back, Rocket League fans. M0nkeyM00n needs no introduction, as he is one of the best and most prominent professional players of our beloved game. Today, he's constantly highlighted for excellent goals, gameplay tricks, and even the fact that he's one of the highest earners in Rocket League esports community, sporting over an all-time record of $698,000, which includes a lead of over $130,000 when compared to the second highest earner, who is JNaps. But every legend has a beginning, and that applies to M0nkeyM00n too. He did not just pop up one day and take over the world. Instead, he had to work his way up on the ladder until his debut on Team BDS, where he finally stole the spotlight. So, let's jump into his story from the beginning to the present, digging into everything we know about the one and only M0nkeyM00n. When we look into the past of M0nkeyM00n, whose real name is M0nkeyM00n, we don't know too much because, like most professional Rocket League players, he tends to keep his childhood details private. However, from how much we do know, it appears that he had a relatively normal childhood with a bunch of friends and whatnot. His region is Europe and his nationality is French. However, he admits that once he started getting too much into gaming and particularly Rocket League, he began to have less contact with his childhood friends and hung out with them less. Interestingly, his first ever team of Rocket League was back in 2019, which means he had not been playing it for quite a while. And as of 2023, he's only 20 years old, which means he disconnected with his friends quite early on to pursue his career in Rocket League. M0nkeyM00n is associated with Team BDS so aggressively that it almost feels like he didn't have any teams before this point. However, he has actually been in a total of 4 teams before he joined BDS. The first one was Scooby Snacks, which was a small-time team with a total winnings of approximately $2,700 according to statistics. This team was later renamed to M0nkeyM00n, and it eventually disbanded in 2019, with M0nkeyM00n and everyone else eventually going their own ways. Then, from 2019 to 2020, M0nkeyM00n joined the Spanish team ARG, in which he replaced GCR710 at that time. This was a decent time for the team with Evan by their side, but it did not end up being a particularly significant team. And eventually, in 2022, they disbanded after being acquired by G1, though of course, M0nkeyM00n had left them way before that happened. Finally, in early 2020, M0nkeyM00n joined Team BDS, and that has defined his career to this day. In 2020, he came first with his team in the RLCS Season 10, Fall EU Regional Event 2. Then in the RLCS Season 10 Fall EU Major, then the Winter EU Major, and then the Spring EU Major too. His team came second in the RLCS Season 10 European Championship against Team Vitality, but this is after beating them numerous times and proving themselves before. So, this did not stop their popularity. Then he went on to come first in the Fall Split and World Championship tournaments of RLCS, which kept putting him and his team back on the map. His excellent teamwork and positioning is often praised for carrying his team, which is why much of this gets credited to him individually too, even if he plays in a team. His recent participations haven't been too golden, as he came second in RLCS 2022-23, Spring Split Major and World Championship against Team Vitality, but that did not stop him from becoming the highest earning Rocket League player as of August 2023, as I mentioned earlier in the video. While he may have impressed the world many times with his amazing gameplay, it's clear that the best is yet to come. He's just early on into his career and will make a comeback sooner or later. M0nkey's life has been a roller coaster outside of Rocket League tournaments. In a fairly recent interview which has been translated from French, he talked about things like poor mental health and lots of pressure to always perform greatly. He mentioned that he broke up with his ex-girlfriend and it was a very difficult breakup that had consequences for his life, including depression, and it caused him to have difficulty communicating with his teammates in and outside of the game, which has led to the lower results that we've seen in recent competitions. He felt responsible for the recent failures, but fortunately, he realized that he had spent too much time away from his childhood friends. So, he went ahead and re-established proper contact with them and they helped him come out of the depression and self-blaming. But even though he's more confident now about his next steps, he still feels very pressured because he doesn't feel like he's carrying his team as well anymore, and social media got to him as well, since there is always negativity when you're not at the top of your game. He mentioned crying almost daily for a couple of months at the peak of his depression, and after he reconciled with his friends, things have been far better. He tweeted on October 29, 2022 that he feels like quitting his career because he was extremely unhappy, perhaps more so than ever before in his life. But fortunately, that's before he ended up revealing in an interview that he feels better now and will do his best to bring the old days of Team BDS back. And honestly, the fact that he acknowledged the performance dip at all is the first step to him making the comeback that we're all waiting for. And that's everything that we know about M0nkeyM00n's life, career, and even personal matters. He's undoubtedly a massive star in the world of Rocket League, and one of the more consistent players. Everyone is so talented that it's hard to stay on the top at all times, but players like M0nkeyM00n show us that you can do a lot as long as you have a good understanding of the game and put in the dedication that is needed. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're looking for more Rocket League content, including stories of more Rocket League legends as well, then make sure to explore more of this channel.